Stacy. So, a lot of work to do. Hope you had a good afternoon. Any questions about today? I happen to think today's lesson it sucked. Everything wasn't happening correctly. And what I wanted to do was to work on some things with the triplets, with the jazz, with the double beaters. And then Jimmy keeps emailing me. He's going to get an elevator to elevate his 18-inch bass drum, to put double beaters on it. I said, no matter what you do, you put double beaters on it, they're going to sound like shit. How you doing, Bob? So at least I have 2 double bass drum players in now. That's good. How did everything go for you, Robert? What's the guitar lesson from Keith? That's cool. How did you make out with Jeff? You get that rebound thing going on? That's good. Good for you, Robert. All right, my man. That's just because you 2 guys are here by yourself. What I did this afternoon was I played triplets with my bass drum. 1 bass drum pedals, whatever you want to call them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, you've had some one surface exercises. 3 rights, 3 lefts. Remember that? So now you're doing alternating triplets on the floor. I'm going to do them slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So on and so forth. Just add to your vocabulary. All right, who else is in here now? Stacy. All right, what page you on in the syncopation book, Stacy? See, you could do the same thing with what is it, reading? You're swinging it, you're playing it straight up and down. How are you working the syncopation book? The grip will come. The syncopation book, you're just learning how to read it, or you're playing it straight up and down, or you're playing it swung. All right, page 24 through 27. Are you playing it with a triplet feel? Bob, get the syncopation book, page 24 through 27. I was just playing it straight up and down. Okay. I'm going to do page 24 for you. Duple tempo, straight. All right. Duple tempo would be, and that's where he's probably getting the rebound thing from. It would be 1 E and 2 E and. Is that how you're playing it? 2 E and 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and 1 2 E and 1 E and 1 E. Is that how you're playing it? Line 2 would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 E and. That's a good exercise. That will get that rebound in there. Well, the 16th note you're playing as 32nd notes. I think that's what you're doing. You're playing the first line like 1 E and 2 E and or 1 and or 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I don't know. I can't wait till you get here so I can understand what you're doing. and help you out as much as I can. Hello, Jimmy. Yep. Sweetwater, forget them. I deal with them, they're good. Get yourself another Gretsch snare drum. You go right to DW, they have the snare drum, the bass drums will match your color. Exactly what you have, they'll send back to you. They have an artist in their faculty. You sure can if you get another bass drum. Or if you don't want to go through that, use your hi-hat. What I was showing Bob, don't mess up on me now. There you go. We're doing, instead, if you don't have the double beaters, use the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and the 4, and the 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. Could have a whole lot of fun with that. When I get a chance, I'm going to write it all out. And I'm going to send everybody a book. How you doing, Paul? All right, I'm going to send a book. I'm not going to charge for the book, but I am going to charge you, well, I can send it to PDFs, but if you want it in a booklet formation, you're going to have to pay the postage. But I'm going to give you the book free of all these different things. Marcio, forget it. I'm only kidding. How are you? Jimmy, I told you I'm going to talk to you after the lesson. So let me get into the lesson. And we'll talk about DW because they deal with Gretsch. And the person who does everything that goes out of there that's sprayed, painted, he does. Louis somebody, I forgot his name. And we'll talk to you about it, okay? Now, did you see what I just did, Paul? Jim, do you understand what I just did with instead of the double beaters with the hi-hat? Because Jimmy and Paul don't have double beaters, and Hoist, you don't have double beaters as well, Hoist, but Stacy and Robert have the double beaters. Marcio, do you have double pedals, double bass drums? Ay, abonga. Here's a good one for you, Stacy. Here's a good one. And this is for everybody too, but I'm directing it to Stacy because she has mentioned she's trying to get a rebound. The rebound is natural. So, but when I first learned how to do doubles, nobody showed me how to do a rebound. I practice 4 hours and drive everybody crazy on a drum pad. Come on, drum pad. And I go, play doubles until I get them. And then there come a time where I felt the rebound. So here's what you want to do. And you're going to do something nice here too, because you're going to play the double bass drums in 16th note formation. 1, E, and 2, E, and okay? And on top, you're going to play doubles in 32nd notes. So I'm going to do it slow. 1, E, now, boom. 1, E. 3, nice and light. You do it light, you're going to feel the rebound. 1, E. doing doubles on the bass drum. Ha. 1, E, and 2. I was doing a harmonic kind of coordination. Okay, Paul, did you try any of those triplets? Hi-hat and bass drum. What did you miss, Paul? All right, the triplet, what you want to do with the triplet, and it's a fun thing to do. I'm going to play alternating triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a problem. All right, like I said, there's a ton of things I'm going to write out. I'm going to put them in a book. I'm going to send you the book free. You pick up the postage. How's that sound? And this is actually something similar to, it's not a long, big book of 100 pages, maybe 40 pages, maybe. Anyway, what I'm doing with the bass drums is playing eighth note triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm digging the beaters into the head. 1. They sound dead if I let them go. If I go, the bass drum sounds a little open. So I want to keep it closed. 1, 2, nice and light. Now all the triplet exercises that you have had, do them against this pattern. 1, 2, 3 rights and 3 lefts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on and so forth. Okay? Plus, if you want to do the fill-ins, 1, 2, 3. Line 1. I'm going to have to play it lighter on the snare. I'm playing light so you can hear the bass drums. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplet fill-ins. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1. That's line 1, 3, 4, 2. See what I'm doing there, Paul? You understand that? So you have the 3 rights, the triplet fill-ins. How'd you make out with that? Unusual? It's different? You were doing a hi-hat, right? I like line 3, 4, 1. Keep my eyes on the drums instead of the screen. Oh my Lord. I'm having a bad day today. A lot of things start happening there. You get them up tempo. Don't try to play them fast. Go through the sacrificing. Go through the sacrificing of doing it slow. When I say do it slow, watch how slow I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the triplet fill-ins using the hi-hat and the bass drum. 1 and the. That's slow. 2 and the. 3 and the. 4 and the. 1 and the. 2. That's how slow you need to do it. That takes a lot of concentration, and that's going to take your weak spot and make it stronger. You agree with that? Oh. It's not tough. It's not the same as using the hi-hat. I understand that. But I'm using the hi-hat and I'm using the double beaters. You got to play that hi-hat with the heel up so you get that chick sound when you come down. It's actually tougher to do it flat-footed because I'm going 1 and 2 and that's flat-footed. If I'm going. Now, another thing with the syncopation book, like Stacy, you're doing the 16ths and the 8th notes. Paul, everybody, go to page 10. Everybody on page 10? I'm playing that line with one hand against this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Missed the 2. 4 and that's not easy. That gives me my left hand. We're going to start polyrhythms too come Monday with the double beaters. But they're a lot of fun. I mean, I don't really take them out on a gig. I have my hi-hat. 2, 3, 4. What's really tough, play the syncopation book down with the left foot while this is playing this. That's tough. We'll play quarter note triplets, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And play the stick control book down, rights on the bass drum, lefts on the snare drum. That's kind of insane, and we're going there, man. You know, kindergarten, you graduated. Ten and 11 in the syncopation book. That's good. Hey, Joe, how are you? I didn't see you come in. It's not easy. Like I said, I'm going to write them all out. I don't know how much I'm going to write out in the book, how many pages. I'll get it binded. I will give you the book, or whatever you want to call it, binder with whatever. I call it the hardcover with the cardboard and the cellophane and the back is the cardboard. I'll send you the book, send me, you'll pay for the shipping. Does that sound okay for everybody? And we'll do the lessons from that book, which we're talking about tonight. The one that you really want to develop the coordination with is what we did last night with the reading, okay? We took the pedals and we did line 1 of the stick control book in 16th notes. We read down the first line of the reading. Then we took the second line of the stick control book, the sticking pattern. We used the left, right, and we played down the reading on the top. Or you can do it on the top, the sticking, and the bass drum, use the bass drum, 1 bass drum. You guys understand what I'm talking about? All right, so now, what I mean by that, I'm going to go back to that page. Hoist, you have the page in front of you. Page 1 of the reading that I sent yesterday. We're doing the stick control like this, E and 2. And we're going to play that down with the bass drum. 4, E and 1, E and 2, E and 3, E and 4, E and That's a piece of cake. Now, that's because you're used to being right-sided. Now let's go to the left side. You have 1, E and 2, 3. Here we go. 1, E and 2, E and 3. Now it gets a little hairy because you want to maintain the sticking on line 3. 1, E, and the. See that? Now that's tough. 1, E, and the. 2, E, and the. 3, E, and the. That should be 3, E, and the. 4, E, and the. Sorry. That's how crazy that gets. Okay, who's this? Troy, how are you, Troy? Where you been, Troy? Line 4 gave you what? That's the doubles? That's starting with the left, left, right, right. Is that the one that gave you trouble, Paul? You're playing it on the top, right? You're playing the sticking pattern on the top, and you're playing the line down with the bass drum. Try the reverse. Try the hi-hat in the bass drum or double bass drums. If I'm doing line 4, was that right, right, left? No, it's left, left, right, right. Like 1, E, and the. That's harder. And the. 3, E, and the. 4, E, and the. 1, E, and the. 2, E, and the. 3, E, and the. Mercy. 4, E, and the. I got a concert. I'm sorry. This is the stuff I have to do without looking at the screen, and I have to focus, zero in. It's not easy, but you get the idea. Line 4, if you get past 5, you got it knocked. So take them real slow. All right, left, left, right, right. Do the paradiddle. Keep the sticking pattern on top. Use one bass drum. Line the paradiddle. 1, E, and this is how slow you want to do it. 2, E, and the. 3, E, and the. 4, E, and the. 1, E, son of a bitch. 1, E, and the. 2, E, and the. 3, E, and the. 4, E, and the. Let me do that again. Paradiddle on top. It makes you dizzy. You forgot what you're doing. The paradiddle on top. So it's a thing where you take the phone off the hook, or if you have the cell phone, you shut it off, and you stay. Okay, you stay on the one line, slow until you get it. What do we got here now? Let me see. All right, not a problem, Troy. All right, anyway, Paul, the paradiddle is oh man, it's the one that's going to drive you crazy. So what you got to do, this is how I do it, and it works for me. And you know, my wife being a drummer, my kids are drummers, they realize when I'm in this studio, I don't want no screaming, hollering, telephone on, bitching and moaning, because I'm in here practicing, and they know better. When I practice, it's silence in my house, and especially in the studio. I focus in on line 5, nice and slow, okay? This is how I'm going to show you. I'm going to pretend, I'm not even going to look at the screen. I'm going to do line 5, okay? One, just let me start. 1, E, and the. 2, E, and now 1, E, and the. 2, E, and the. 3, E, and the. 4, E, and the. Now you zone in that way. Forget about the stick heights right now. You're saying you're introducing this to the bass drum, the reading figure, the melodic line. Once you do it for a while, you straighten it out, and all of a sudden it becomes as one. That's where you got to go. And that's how slow you got to do it. Paul, if you get past line 5, man, you're home. You hit a home run, a grand slam. This is not easy. And that's why I'm giving it to you. And the best thing about this, other than the fact that you're developing better coordination, is that focus, that concentration. You need to concentrate. You can't be trying line 5 and all of a sudden you're thinking about, oh, I forgot to send out my bill today, or hey, what am I going to have for dinner? That kind of shit. You just got to zone in. Right, left, right, then put it to the numbers. 1, E, and, the. I should have you do the grid all the way through, but I don't want to do that because that's repetitious. This is better because what you're doing is you're taking the stick control book as you usually practice it, and it's not slowing you down, all right? It's making you concentrate more, not only on the melodic line or the sticking pattern, okay, but you're zoned in and you're intensifying the line. And what's it going to do? What's the end result? Okay, what do we have here, Paul? It's challenging, all right? And when you do these things that, they are challenging, I agree. When you do all of these things that are challenging and you get them, that other stuff becomes a piece of cake. 5-stroke roll, 7-stroke roll, flams, rock patterns, 16th notes with the bass drum, ostinato with the right hand. It becomes a piece of cake because you're here with this stuff. This is difficult, period. I'm going to write out the stick control book, page 5. In triplets, not right, left, no, 3 rights, 3 lefts, as the sticking pattern as triplets. Just take it from me. For line 5 would be para triplets. And then you get to line 6, you don't know what you want to label it, but you're following the sticking pattern in 8th note triplets. Then it becomes even more difficult. Now you're going further with your developing your coordination and your concentration, because when you're playing and you lose concentration of where you're at, man, you're screwed. I'm not talking about a commercial Proud Mary gig or what's hip and all that shit. I'm talking about a melodic structure, an A, tune that you're going to play with the band and you're going to improvise off of it. You lose focus, you lose concentration, you're lost. I don't care who you are. Okay? The more you work on it, Paul, the better off it's going to be. You're not in a race, you're not challenging anything. What you're doing is you're going to your own zone. I don't know where that is. If it's 1, E, and the, if that you feel comfortable with, and you can do the sticking and the bass drum part, stay there. It's going to be a little choppy the first couple times through, but it's going to get better. Then you're going to worry about the sound of your right, the sound of your left. They're going to sound the same. That bass drum is the solo voice, the dominant voice, rather. That's the word. But the sticking pattern, you're playing against something that it's unusual, and they get very, very interesting. And wait till we start moving them in accents, and they're all the right hand accents on the floor tom-tom, or left hand accents on the small tom-tom. Now, I need everybody with this next question to honestly, okay, please, be upfront. How many people that are viewing this right now don't know how to play a paradiddle diddle? How many, if any? Too much of a delay, huh? Okay, let me ask a question. Stacy, do you know how to play paradiddle diddle? Troy? Paul? Jim? Hoist? Who else? Joe, do you know how to play paradiddle diddle? Marcio? Where's Dennis been? You know how to play it, Troy? Yes or no? Right, left, right, right. That's it. Do or don't. You know how to play it, yes? All you need to respond, okay, you do. Yes or no? Joe, do or don't. What does that mean? Yes or no? You know how to play it. Jimmy knows how to play it. Joe knows how to play it. Robert knows how to play it. Stacy's not sure. Troy, do you know how to play it? I've given this exercise one time before. And you know, we did it on, first you got to be able to do it on one surface. Here, Paul, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now I'm thinking of it as not 1 and, I'm not thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm subdividing the count. Excuse me, into 3, 4. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do it on the right side, and we're going to do it on the left side. Now I've given you this before. We're going to utilize 1, 2, 3, 4 drums. Now I hope my left hand can make this. So I'm going to give you 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and start with the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. I'm not going to start blazing on it. I got to readjust these things. And I set this new thing up here. I got to get so accustomed to it. And I will. Because I intend to practice the whole day. Now you see what I just did? I made it. Had to speed it up on one surface, or what I just did between the hands. That's where Stacy, I believe, is having the problem. When you play the paradiddle diddle, you go like sucker, but here's how you're going to get it faster. You set the metronome to tick, tick, tick. That's the right side. Do that for 3 minutes with the metronome. That tick is on 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Feel good with that? Do it to the left side. You're starting with the left. Then challenge it. You say, what do you mean by challenging it? Okay, we'll go to the stick control book and make a formula out of it. R becomes, left becomes, so the R I'm starting with my right hand, the L I'm starting with my left hand. We'll skip to line 3, which would be right, left, left, then right, right. Make sure the levels, I'm going to write it out. It's not easy. I'm giving you guys a lot of work. You got 3 days here. No, Jimmy, that's not it. Now the direction, to change the direction, we're going to use turnarounds. What you're doing, right, left, then another right, left, or left, right, right, right. You have singles and you have paradiddles. Has nothing to do with what we're doing. Well, Joe, if it's not pretty, make it pretty. Okay? So let's say you have a point where you come to a stop sign with the speed. Say it sounds nice here. Maybe that's pretty, okay? Now you take it up a little bit, now you're struggling. So you say, why are you struggling? Did you spend enough time here? A minute sounds like an eternity when you're doing this for a minute. Now I'm thinking of it as 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now, if you're going to do jazz, I think of it as 1 and a 2 and a. 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a bang, 2. So we're going to write that out as well. I got a lot of work to do, and I have no problem doing it. I'm not going nowhere, Troy. You leaving? So you could think of it a couple different ways. I'm going to get that up to crazy speed. I got to tune these drums, man. They sound like shit. Robert, do you understand it tonight? You understand how I'm thinking of the paradiddle diddle 1 and 2 and 3 in one way, or 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. And then referencing as a formula from the stick control book. That's a lot of work, man. Plus playing the sticking pattern down on top and playing the melody line with your right foot. It's a lot of work. You guys have to quit your day gig. Go in the shed. Put your drums, clean it out, put your drum set in there, and practice. Good for you, Robert. Robert, you got a Skype lesson, man. I got to give you a Skype lesson. So it has to be on a drum pad, though, okay? And hopefully you have a computer as opposed to a phone. You have a computer, Robert, with Skype on it, as opposed to the phone? See, Seth and Stacy will be here in a couple weeks, which, man, that's the best thing in the world. Okay, so that I think I've shared this experience with you. I had a couple of people come from Oregon and California, all right, and the guy talked a good game on the chat, and I asked him to do a video of the paradiddle slow, okay, and he's got the levels down. He sends it to me like you wouldn't believe. It was terrible. I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but it was terrible. It's not what I taught him. He got frustrated. He got not upset. He quit. And he says to me, I don't like all that shit. I'm a pocket drummer. What the hell does that mean? I mean, I don't understand that. You're in tempo, you're in the pocket. You play a paradiddle in tempo, you're in the pocket. Mercy. Now he's doing something. You don't have a computer. I will try it on the phone, Robert. All right? Anyway, you're going to do a paradiddle. People think they want instant success, instant mashed potatoes, They think that as a drum teacher, or any drum teacher, has a magic wand and goes, tinkle, tinkle, now you can play the paradiddle diddle without practicing. Man, you got to play it. And play it. Go to sleep with it in your brain. Have nightmares about a paradiddle diddle. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I'm just, that's how it happens. I've been smoking a long time, and I go outside of my house because my kids and my wife live in here, and I don't want, the smoke smells up the house. So I sit on my front porch, winter, rain, snow, shine, or whatever, and have a cigarette. And when I'm having a cigarette, I'm thinking about what I could do that would be creative on the drum set. I get the idea. I said, okay, then I go inside and write it out. That's me all day, all night long. You know what? Doing gardening work or cutting the lawn is a break from this. But even when I'm doing the garden or cutting the lawn, I'm still thinking of it. And that's how focused you guys need to be to make this go for you. Absolutely hard work. And hard work does pay off. Some people have to work a little harder because, than other people, because, they don't really get it. And there's, something somebody gets really well, and the person who didn't get that well gets something else well, and then they fight. You're not fighting back and forth. It reverses itself. You need to work hard. You have to accept this as this. This is how I did it, and this gave me a lot of time. When I was younger, I had gigs working 7 o'clock in the morning to 3:30, go out teaching after that, all that good shit. So that's how I look at this drum studio. Now, I get up without an exaggeration, without an alarm, for no reason. I don't have to be up until I want to get up. I get up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning for no reason. I have my coffee, my cigarettes. However, come 7 o'clock, I'm in this studio practicing as if I was working for somebody. And at 10:30, I have a coffee break. Come back in here, practice. 12:30, 1 o'clock, well, I'm doing lessons, but usually lunch. And then when I have a student come in, it's with him. But it's all day long. You have to take exercises and zero in on them. Like the paradiddle diddle. You can think of it in triplets. You can think of it in 1 and 2 and 3 and. You can use the formula of the stick control book, right, left, right, right. You can do it twice, line 3, 2 right hand leads, 2 left hand leads. But one thing that you have to understand, you be creative, man. That's the artistic work that you have. Do that, you guys are going to be okay. Hard work pays off. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, everybody understand what we did tonight? Paul, you got to take a Skype lesson with me as well. How's that sound, Paul? That'll open you up. Jimmy's not allowed on my phone or my email. Just kidding, Jimmy. And Joe, I thought you were going to email me and talk to me. You have my email. Okay, guys. Time for Uncle Matt to say good night. Please, you're off tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday from me, not from the drums. Practice. And practice more. Always be dissatisfied with yourself. Getting better. Trying to get better. Be humble all the time. Be respectful to other drummers. If you don't like their advice, you think they're full of shit, don't say nothing. Just walk away. Say thank you and walk away. Demo star 8, a paradiddle diddle turnaround. You guys too as well. Well, I'm going to practice and write, and I'm going to do some yard work if it don't rain. I have a lot of things I have to catch up on. Okay, guys. You guys have a good night. Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to call you in a few minutes, okay? After my cigarette.